So many people out there have heard of the MM2H, or Malaysia My Second Home, long-term retirement visa, but are not quite familiar with or don't know that there is an MM2H, which is for the largest Malaysian state of Sarawak. In today's video, friends, I will briefly share why Sarawak is a retirement paradise, but also explain important MM2H visa requirements such as offshore income, visa duration, fixed deposits, minimum age, and more. I will also share the most recent 2025 updates, which are very interesting and may have a big impact on your final decision. If you're new or returning to this channel, I hope you feel welcome here and learn some new cool things. If that's the case today, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe for more content to come shortly. First up, a little more about Sarawak. So if you didn't know already, Malaysia is split up into two different regions, or the East and West. Peninsular Malaysia is the west portion and is known for being more industrialized and is home to the nation's capital, Kuala Lumpur. The MM2H visa for this area has had many changes over the years and currently has a high financial requirement, which makes it much more difficult to obtain. Sarawak, Malaysia, on the other hand, well, it's a beautiful gem located on the Borneo Island in eastern Malaysia. Not only is it known for its rich culture and incredible national parks, but the food is also super tasty and a must-try. The pace of life tends to be slower, and yes, you can enjoy a lower cost of living, making it quite the ideal retirement destination. Alright friends, without further ado, let's jump into the MM2H requirements with the most recent changes in 2025. Perhaps the biggest update that I have for y'all is that as of January 1st, 2025, the fixed deposit amount actually more than tripled. It used to be 150,000 Malaysian ringgit, or around 33,500 US dollars. This is for a single applicant, and for a couple it used to be 300,000 Malaysian ringgit, which is about 67,000 US dollars. But now it is 500,000 Malaysian ringgit for the main applicant, which is 111,900 US dollars. Keep in mind this is using current exchange rates, but the exchange rate can fluctuate and change with time. It is mandatory to open a bank account to place your fixed deposit, but the good news is that it can go into any local bank in Sarawak. Back in 2024, after 1 year, you could withdraw up to 40% of the deposit amount and use it for things such as buying a house, medical expenses, children's education, etc. It is now updated to being able to use up to 50% of your deposit. Still, you must wait 1 year though before being able to make a withdrawal. Now, this can be seen as a pro or a con. Yes, it means more planning and more time to save up the deposit, but being able to pull out 50% means you can take out much more to invest or for other expenditures. It used to be 40% of 150,000 Malaysian ringgit for a single applicant, and that 40% is 60,000 Malaysian ringgit. Now you can take out 50% of 500,000 Malaysian ringgit, which is 250,000 Malaysian ringgit, and in US dollars that is 55,950. I understand this is a big change though, and I sincerely hope that those of you who are interested in the MM2H visa can still make it work out. Next up, let's discuss the visa duration. So it is a renewable retirement visa where you have the first 5 years duration, then you can renew for another 5 years, so 10 years total. But there was a pretty significant update as of January 1st, 2025. That is, after 10 years you must reapply instead of submitting a renewal. So you must submit a completely new application. Now it's my hope that there wouldn't be any issues with the new application if you're already living in Sarawak and have complied with the requirements over the past 10 years, but I could see how it could cause some people to worry, especially for an overthinker such as myself. Okay, let's talk about the next topic, which is the minimum age requirement. This section should be a quick one. The requirement hasn't changed since 2024, and the minimum age is still at least 30 years old to apply. There may be different criteria, however, based on your age and if you have offshore income or a pension. Now let's talk about days required in Sarawak, Malaysia. Once approved, you must stay a minimum of 30 days per year in Sarawak, Malaysia, which honestly doesn't seem like a difficult requirement, especially when you're already living there. The required days is the same as before, but there is a new update, which is that this rule only applies to the main applicant, not to his spouse or dependents. This makes travel or other reasons for leaving more flexible for dependents or a spouse. Next up on our list is the topic of employment and investment. So full-time work is not allowed for any applicants, but part-time work is possible in specific professional sectors. These include education, banking or securities, manufacturing, and medical. Some of you may find this as favorable news because it's a great way to stay busy while living or retiring overseas. Just keep in mind though that the weekly working hours cannot exceed 20 hours. Something really cool for those of you who enjoy investing is that MM2H participants are allowed to be a minor or sleeping joint venture partner in sectors approved by the ILMU. The capital investment must be a minimum of 250,000 Malaysian ringgit. Alright, let's talk about liquid assets now. So it's actually optional to purchase property for all applicants. If you do want to buy a residential home, there are some property minimums to keep in mind. In the Kuching division of Sarawak, the property must be valued at a minimum of 600,000 Malaysian ringgit, or 134,243 USD, and all other divisions is 100,000 Malaysian ringgit less at 500,000 Malaysian ringgit, or 111,900 USD. Also, the home cannot be sold until after 5 years from the purchase date. I personally think it's really great that applicants are allowed to purchase property because that's not always the case with retirement visas in other countries. So what about offshore requirements? There are two options. First is for those with a pension or offshore income, okay? It used to be 7,000 Malaysian ringgit or 1,566 USD for individuals. And for couples, it used to be 10,000 Malaysian ringgit or 2,237 USD per month. Since the beginning of 2025, it has been updated to 10,000 Malaysian ringgit or 2,237 USD for individuals. And for dependents, it is now 15,000 Malaysian ringgit, which is about 3,356 US dollars. You must also provide a copy of the pension letter with proof of the latest 3 months of pension funds. So that is option one. The other option is to show proof of a certain amount of funds in a savings account. The requirement for this has doubled since 2024. The numbers for this option is actually annually, not monthly. It went from 50,000 Malaysian ringgit for individuals and 100,000 Malaysian ringgit for couples to now 100,000 Malaysian ringgit for individuals and 200,000 Malaysian ringgit for dependents. A certified copy of bank statements showing proof of the savings fund must be provided. To give you an idea of how much that is now, 100,000 Malaysian ringgit is about 22,400 US dollars, and 200,000 Malaysian ringgit is 44,800 USD. Again, this is using the exchange rate as of the day I am recording this video. Now for some other important updates and things to be aware of when applying for the MM2H visa. The beginning of the application will first ask you to declare your country of origin. The Malaysian government wants to ensure that they approve applicants who come from a place that has diplomatic relations with Malaysia. Still, most countries can apply. Another update is that you are now allowed to bring your own maid with you to Sarawak as long as they meet all requirements and pass immigration criteria. All applicants must be covered by medical insurance for the duration of their MM2H pass, and a health examination is required. One more change that's worth mentioning is that there is a one-time processing fee for submitting an application, and that fee amount is 5,000 Malaysian ringgit. So we can see that there have been some major updates to the Sarawak MM2H retirement visa. And I want to ask now, how do you feel about the recent changes? Please let me know in the comment section below. The fixed deposit requirement is significantly higher, which in turn creates a heftier financial burden for those wanting to apply. Yes, the amount's still less than the regular MM2H financial criteria, but compared to 2024 MM2H, the amount was tripled, which is a pretty big deal. On the other hand, it could be seen as an opportunity since you can now take out more from your deposit after 1 year, and you can use that money that you withdraw for investment or other reasons. All in all, the MM2H still offers many attractive benefits, such as offshore income being tax exempt, having the opportunity to purchase real estate, invest, and even work part-time if desired. One other thought is that even while you're living in Sarawak, you can easily travel to West Malaysia or even the other surrounding Southeast Asian countries for fun and endless adventure. To not miss out on more retirement abroad and financial freedom videos, please subscribe. Take care, and I will catch you next time.